Who birthed these children? They were a little, I'm confused.
I know passing is a complicated topic, but as a non-binary trans feminine person who is not really trying to be perceived as a woman, I can always tell the days that I passed based on how many men hold doors open for me. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't pass most of the time. I'm not trying to. So most of the time I will have a door held open for me like every 2 or 3 weeks. Right. But the nights that I'm passing, it's like I will have every other door held open for me. I have even had men go as far as to refuse to follow me through a door. There was one man literally this week who held a door open for me as I walked into a restaurant. I got to the second round of doors, opened that one for him, wouldn't do it. Literally just stood there for 30 seconds and said, "No, you first." Make it make sense.
I'm wondering if the men that open these doors for you are in fact blind. Perhaps they are vision impaired. Because listen, I have glasses, right? Like I need them to see far away. But perhaps these people were not wearing their glasses those evenings. Perhaps it was a weekend out. They were a little, because in what world are you passing as a woman? You look like a man with purple and pink tie-dyed hair and female glasses.
My children had no problem understanding me as a woman. They've had a lot of problems with their transphobic father trying to call me a man.
Your children's father? Your children. How do you have children? Okay. A trans woman and a transphobic husband. Transphobic father and a trans woman. Who birthed these children? I mean, listen, I can understand why they're confused. I'm confused.
If you're considering neopronouns for yourself, maybe even try a blind react. However, safety first. Before you do either of those things, make sure you're in a mental state where if you do get misgendered, you will be okay. All right, are you ready? Let's get started. Do you see this person next to me? E is my friend. C has had to put up with a lot to get to where Per is today. I just want to let Glint know that Thon is valid, that verb pronouns are valid, and that Sarah identity is valid. I wish Void all the best, and look forward to maybe even seeing some of their lovely content someday. Please, treat them with respect, and I'm sure A will respect you too.
Even on my darkest days, I don't think I've ever wanted to identify as Void. Even on the saddest days, the most gloomy days, I have never thought, please conjugate Void as my pronouns. It's just not that must be a unique experience for you. Imagine a non-native English-speaking individual trying to understand that.
So I have an accommodation at work that I cannot work with one of my coworkers. Thankfully, they do not work at my home store. They work at a different store in a different city. So I don't see them, but I have to go to that store now once a week to help them out with some stuff. And so I talked to the owner and was like, this is an accommodation that if she comes in and I'm working, like, you're going to have to be okay with me leaving immediately. But we talked about, luckily, she has certain days that she comes in, right? So I'm being scheduled to go in on Thursdays when she's not supposed to be there. Well, my other coworker texts me and was like, hey, Miss is here. You probably don't want to come in. And I didn't respond right away. So she even called me and was like, I need to make sure that you got this message that she is here. And she is real for that. But now I have to come in on Sunday to make up my hours. So
imagine making yourself like the center of the universe in your office and being that big of a complainer and that hard to work with that you can't function around another colleague or coworker. The self-entitlement is off the charts. That also sounds like a problem that should be taken up with just you and your boss. I don't know why you're blasting that to the ether. I mean, honestly, the best accommodation, if you can't handle your boss or your coworker, is to, in fact, find another job. And I also guarantee that AI could replace its job just fine.